Why did my best friend suddenly start acting like we'd never met? Laura and I had been inseparable since middle school. We did everything together, sleepovers every weekend, shared clothes, even had matching friendship bracelets. We planned our entire futures around staying close. Same colleges, same dorms, same everything. Senior year started perfectly. I finally got the courage to talk to Josh from our chemistry class. He was smart, funny, and actually seemed interested in me. When he asked me out, I was over the moon. Laura seemed genuinely happy for me. She'd always ask how our dates went, what we talked about, if I thought he was the one. I loved having someone to gush to about my first real relationship, but then weird stuff started happening. Josh would bring up things during our conversations that I'd supposedly said, like how I thought his friends were immature losers, or how I was only dating him because I was bored and he was convenient. I was confused because I'd never said any of that. I actually liked his friends and definitely wasn't bored. When I tried to explain, Josh would get this look like he didn't believe me. When I confronted Laura about it, she seemed just as confused as I was. She swore she never said anything negative about me to Josh. I believed her completely because why would my best friend lie to me? Things with Josh got progressively worse. He started acting cold and distant. Our conversations became tense. He'd make these passive-aggressive comments about how I talked about him behind his back to my friends. I had no idea what he was talking about. The only person I ever talked to about our relationship was Laura, and she was always supportive. 2 weeks before prom, Josh broke up with me outside the school cafeteria. He said I was two-faced, and he couldn't trust someone who badmouthed him to her friends while acting sweet to his face. I was absolutely devastated. This was my first real heartbreak, and I felt like my world was falling apart. I spent the entire weekend crying in my room. Laura was incredible during this time. She brought me ice cream, let me cry on her shoulder, and kept saying things like, Josh was probably just intimidated by strong women like us, and you deserve so much better anyway. She even offered to skip prom with me so I wouldn't have to go alone. I thought I was the luckiest girl in the world to have such an amazing best friend. Graduation day arrived, and I was finally starting to feel better about everything. I was scrolling through Instagram when I saw Josh's story from some graduation party, and there she was, Laura, all over him, kissing him, his arm around her waist, looking happier than I'd ever seen her. My heart stopped. But I thought maybe this was just a rebound thing, or maybe they'd connected over both being hurt by the situation. I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, but something felt wrong, really wrong. That night, when Laura came over to comfort me about seeing the photos, I made a decision. When she went to the bathroom, I grabbed her phone. What I found destroyed me completely. Screenshots. Dozens and dozens of screenshots of my private text messages about Josh. Messages where I'd vented about normal relationship stuff, worried about whether he liked me, shared cute things he'd said. But she hadn't just screenshotted them. She'd been sending them to Josh, but with her own twisted commentary. She'd take a text where I said, I hope Josh's friends like me, and tell him I'd said his friends were weird and immature. She'd screenshot me saying, I'm so lucky to have Josh, and somehow spin it to him as me saying I was settling for him. There were months of messages, hundreds of them. She'd been systematically destroying my relationship from the inside while playing the role of supportive best friend to my face. The worst part? I found their conversation from freshman year. She'd had a massive crush on Josh since the beginning of high school. She'd been watching me, waiting for her chance. When I finally got the courage to ask him out, she saw it as her opportunity. She couldn't compete with me directly, so she decided to sabotage me instead. The girl I trusted with my deepest secrets, my insecurities, my hopes and dreams, had been using all of it as ammunition to destroy my happiness. She'd stolen my boyfriend by destroying my reputation one screenshot at a time. I never spoke to either of them again.